This is the start of my fodder system, and I've chosen my 2x4s with how much room I had on the ceiling, as well as the length that I was going to need for the amount of fodder that I need per day. And then I've put in one end. I put one screw in each at about 16 inches up. So here to here, 16 inches, should allow me to fit some Tupperware cans under there to catch the water. And after I get the one screw in, I need to make sure to take my square here and square it up before I screw in the next one, and make sure to always pre-drill. So next I decided on the angle of fall that I wanted for my trays, and I decided on 3%. So the way I did that is I took my square here, let me get this back in focus, took my square there, and then sorry, wrong way. Got to pull it away from the wall a little bit. So we're all lined up here. And then up in this upper section, there's little dashes. Each dash is 1. So I went from this would be square to I lined it up on the 3rd dash right there. This would probably be easier to do before you put these beams in. And so there you have my line that I drew. Now I'm going to take my piece of board here, and I'm going to line it up to that line. And then I'm going to drill some pilot holes and screw it in. So now I have the first beam in, and I kept that 3% grade. I figured out the distance down it would go on this one. So the difference between the 16 inches and this one is about 1 inch and 2/16, or 1 and 2/16 inch. Now I'm drawing it on this one so you can see it. And then what we're gonna do, since it's nice and drawn, we're gonna pull this out. Hold on a second. Right, and we're going to hold it right. Just barely see the line there. So we're going to hold it at the line there. And then we are going to pre-drill it and screw it in. So this is the fodder system so far. We've attached this part. You see the angle is going down, and then up here the angle is going that way. I figured out that I want to put them about 5.5 inches. So I have my marks there all the way up, and then I'm taking my 3% gradient and drawing a line using a straight edge to figure out where that would be over there, and then subtracting the 1 inch, 1 and 2/16 inches from it. Now, I haven't fully connected this. Like this side has one, and it started to crack, as you can see. So I wanted to save it, so I ended up here putting a screw, where is it? Right there, to help hold it together. It's a trick I learned doing maintenance at a boys' home. And then over here, I thought I'd show you an easy way to hold your piece up. If you don't have a second set of hands, I just stuck in a screw and set it there so I can put the screw in. Now I'm gonna square that up, and well, first I'm gonna put a screw in here, then I'll square the whole system up on this side and put in another screw, so there's 2 in each. I was looking over my design and I noticed that I had this piece on the back side, and since it's going to be angled this way being down, I didn't want that because I want the water to drip out of the back of the tray. So I noticed that was a design flaw in my head, so I took it off and put it on the other side so it'll have room for the water to drop off the bottom of the tray, kind of like I did with this piece down here. Now, so for the rest of these pieces, they're just going to go across the back. So I have 5.5 inches marked all the way up there. All right, so I put up the first boards here, and I was looking at them, and I was like, whoa, it doesn't need enough room for the tray and the grass if I'm going to get it out. So I didn't like that. So I only used this side originally because I had it. So I didn't want to have to go buy new stuff. It was just sitting in the barn. So I went through and I took them and I cut them in half. So I'm going to take those ones out and put these ones in. But while I'm here, I'll show you kind of what I did. So I went through here, and I figured, so this is the 5.5 mark. And then I did the 3% down, so I know to put this board right here at the 3% down. Just right here, as you can see where it's, or 3% up. This one's down, this one's up, this one's down, so that they go back and forth as we go up. And the board, before I put anything on, see, I have this is the 5.5 mark that's straight across from that one. And then I went, in this one, I went down an inch. And I keep saying 2/16, but it's 1/8. They're the same thing. So down an inch and an eighth, and then do the 3% because I'm going to put the board on this side. So it's like a 1/16 of an inch. It probably really doesn't matter. And if you didn't want to do it, you wouldn't have to. And if I wasn't videoing it, I might throw it together more. But it's probably better to take the time and do it right anyways.